Ladies and gentlemen, this YouTube channel vlog show is of authenticity, inspiration, and realness. It is also about personality, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is your host of the show, Mr. Big Beefy E himself, the elder statesman of Rant and Rave, and Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to a very special Thanksgiving Eve edition of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, episode 1022 of the show. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Hope you guys enjoyed the Joker's Wild episode. I posted up, and now we're going to do another Thanksgiving Eve tradition, so to speak. As you know, back in the day, before Survivor Series, before the PLE and all this, and all the new era, everything is now moved. Before everything was moved to Saturdays or Sundays, the WWE had Survivor Series on Thanksgiving Eve. This is how I got into wrestling when I watched it back in 1991 at my grandparents' house in Lakeville. Sat down, they had Survivor Series. Sat down, it was flipping through the channel. They had Survivor Series and watched Hogan and The Undertaker for the championship at the time. The Undertaker was completing his first freshman year in the WWE, making quite the impact that he has. So, so in honor of that, that's when 1991. We're 32 years. I've been a wrestling fan for that long. 32 years. Seen a lot of people come and go in that company. Anyways, so what I decided to do is, in honor of that, we're going to make my picks and predictions for Survivor Series 2023 War Games. That's right. There are 5 matches so far on the card. As you know, card subject to change, obviously. So if there are any more matches or any added, I will talk about them on the final SmackDown Event Center before Survivor Series. Okay, just to let you know. One is up. But right now, though, these are the 5 matches that are currently happening on the card. As you know, we'll run down the card for you. The Women's World Title on the line, Rhea Ripley to defend against Zoe Stark. The Intercontinental Championship on the line, Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history, defends it against The Miz, a former 8-time Intercontinental Champion in his own right. Carlito, who's a former Intercontinental Champion as well, and a former United States Champion, going up against a former Cruiserweight Champion in Santos Escobar. Meanwhile, the Women's War Games look like this. One half of the 4 Horsewomen is going to be as part of one team, as Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch team up for the first time in a few years or so. We'll team up with Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE, and Shotzi. As they go up against Damage Control, will consist of Bayley, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, the returning Kairi Sane, and the current Women's Undisputed Champ, Io Sky. Meanwhile, the Men's War Games goes like this, as World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins teams up with Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, yeet, can't wait to get his shirt, and the returning Randy Orton to go up against Drew McIntyre and the Judgment Day. That will consist of the Undisputed Tag Team Champions Finn Balor and Senior Money in the Bank Damian Priest, the North American Champ Dominic Mysterio, and the newest member JD McDonough. So, let's talk about it, shall we? Let's get into it, and I've already... Now, the Women's World Title. Now, it depends on the placement of the Men's War Games match, which I think is going to be the main event. But if the Women's Title is happening beforehand, I think this is good for Rhea Ripley. So that way she can get her matchup out of the way against Zoe Stark, and then she'll worry about War Games. But then you got Zoe, and then what if the Men's War Games kicks it off, and somehow the women's title match comes right afterwards? What happened? What if the Men's War Games, Judgment Day, and McIntyre lose? That's going to weigh heavily on Rhea Ripley's vote. It all depends the placement of the card, the matches on the card. So I got a good hunch, though, that Zoe Stark has been on a roll playing mind games with Rhea Ripley. But then you got Shayna Baszler been hanging out with Zoe Stark. Shayna Baszler may want a thing or two. But I got a hunch, though, that Rhea Ripley somehow is going to retain the championship. So Rhea Ripley will take on that long-reigning championship. And hopefully we'll try to set up a Women's World Title match between Ripley and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40. That could be a factor in this. Now the Intercontinental title, Gunther versus The Miz. Now The Miz is hungry. He wants the championship back, and for the first time in a long time, the WWE Universe is seemingly firmly behind The Miz after Gunther insulted the fans. And here's another thing too. Gunther has got the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. And by the time Survivor Series comes rolling around, I think he'll be at 534 days. But here's the deal. Also, Gunther's got to worry about his Imperium stablemates, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. But I got a superior hunch, though, that Gunther, though, may end up retaining the championship. Yep. So far, I got two. All right, Carlito and Santos Escobar. As you know, Carlito is going to stick up for Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is going to be recuperating from a knee operation. And so that would be a thing. So, I gotta believe that Santos Escobar has got quite the ace up his sleeve. We don't know what it is. And I'm picking Escobar over Carlito. There's something going on in the background. Alright, so there's that. Now the War Games match is going to be very, very tough to predict, and I will tell you why. One, the team dynamic for both War Games matches here. Now, let's check out the Women's War Games. You got Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. They have not been on the same side for a long time. They were once best friends, but then they turned total enemies. But what is the status of their relationship now? Are they friends again, or are they just teammates? Who knows for sure? So that team's unpredictable, but Shotzi could be the wild card of the team. Who knows what's going through right now? Shotzi's been feuding with Bayley because of what Bayley did to Shotzi. But then you got Damage Control. Since the return of Kairi Sane and the addition of Asuka, it seems like to me that all the other members of Damage Control have been kind of distancing themselves away from Bayley. And Bayley's like, yeah, go. And Dakota Kai seems to be, trying to convince Bayley that, hey, this is what you wanted, right? Kairi Sane does respect and forgives Bayley, but does she really? That's the thing. Could Damage Control be under a new leadership when all is said and done? But the only difference is Damage Control has been more together than the four of them. So, who do I pick for this one? Damage Control. Asuka is, Damage Control on Asuka there. It makes them Damage Control that more dangerous. And believe me, all the fans of the WWE Universe want to see these three young ladies from Japan get together. Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io Sky. It's a dream come true. It's a reality. Can't change that. I love those three ladies, but I'm going with Damage Control. Now here we go. Another one on the men's side. Let's talk about the 5 individuals we got here. The World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. We know we got Cody Rhodes. Excuse me. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton. Here's the deal. Rollins and Rhodes, they were rivals. All right? But how about Randy Orton? All right? Randy Orton and Jey Uso. Randy Orton could be the wild card because we're not seeing him, 18 months, over a year? So Randy Orton's due to make a return to the ring. But then you got Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre. Now that they're together I think J.D. McDonough makes the team a lot more stronger. But McIntyre, where his head's at. Is McIntyre in this to go up against Seth Rollins for the world title? We don't know. But Judgment Day's been more together. Now, like I said, again, a placement on the card could be key to the whole thing. Between this men's War Games and the women's world title match, because Rhea Ripley is a member of Judgment Day. And Rhea Ripley, she's been calling the shots. Damian Priest said she's been calling the shots. We don't know. But I got a hunch that Judgment Day and McIntyre, or they call him J.D. Mac, like J.D. Mac, will come out on top in this matchup. Now, another thing that we need to issue is Shinsuke Nakamura has been talking about challenging somebody. Who is this? And who is this individual that Shinsuke's challenging? Now, there are references to CM Punk on there. We don't know if CM Punk is the guy. Now, remember, Survivor Series will take place at the Allstate Arena in Chicago, the hometown of CM Punk. If CM Punk makes his return, will AJ Lee, his wife, soon to follow? And if that's the case, will that flip the women's division, whatever women's division, upside down? We don't know. We don't know. There's lots of questions that need answering here. Lots more questions than answers when it comes to the whole Shinsuke Nakamura. Is CM Punk the guy to accept Shinsuke's challenge? We don't know what's going to happen in Survivor Series. It's going to be crazy. So, right now, here's where the 5 matches, here's where we stand at. I picked Rhea Ripley over Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark's need a little bit more experience with championship matches. Gunther versus The Miz. I think Gunther's going to continue that record-breaking reign of his. Santos Escobar is going to resort to skullduggery to beat the veteran Carlito. Carlito's also a former tag team champion, too. So then you got women's war games. Flair, Lynch. I picked Damage Control over the team of Flair, Belair, Shotzi, and Lynch. Men's war games. I picked Judgment Day and McIntyre over Team Rhodes. And that's it. I'll tell you, it's going to be a heck of a deal there. So, Survivor Series, War Games. And I will make those same picks on the Rant and Rave podcast as well, as I will be having them. I'll be jotting them down as usual. So that's all the time we have on the show. What's coming up next on the next episode? Who knows for sure. So until that next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. This concludes today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A big beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bova Telepictures and Distribution. See you next time on another episode of the show. Goodbye for now.